Okay, business leaders, are you here to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP. NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one convenient suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your finance, your HR, your e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. Upgrade your playbook and make the switch to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/tech. netsuite.com/tech.
On today's Smart 7, odds of recession rise as tariff wars continue, US opens nuclear talks with Iran, and much more. It's Tuesday, 8th of April, it's Pygmy Hippo Day, and happy birthday, Josh Widdicombe.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Stock markets around the world continued to take a battering on Monday as Donald Trump showed no sign of stepping back from his tariff war. At one point on Monday morning, a social media post which suggested the US president might pause to negotiate caused a market rally, but he was clear that he doesn't see the need for a pause, even as negotiations with what the White House said was 50 countries get underway. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said the UK needs to do an economic reset, but was careful to avoid criticising Trump's tariffs as he announced a new investment in green energy at the Jaguar Land Rover plant in Birmingham.
This is the moment when we back British business and charge up the electric revolution. British electric cars running off clean British power made by British workers.
The tariff war has pushed the US and the global economy close to a recession, with investment bank Goldman Sachs raising the odds of recession to 45%. Director of the Institute for Fiscal Studies Paul Johnson says there's no good news ahead.
We're certainly in for a period of much slower growth than we were expecting, quite possibly a recession. I think one of the worrying things here is it's not obvious what there is in which can hold him back or stop him or move him in a different direction.
According to the Palestinian Red Crescent, autopsies carried out on 15 emergency workers who were killed in Gaza on March 23rd revealed that they were shot with intent to kill. Video footage has emerged of the crews of the emergency response vehicles travelling in convoy with sirens and lights flashing in direct contradiction of Israel's initial explanation of the incident. The IDF has retracted that initial report, but still maintains that 6 of the men who were killed were connected to Hamas. President of the Palestinian Red Crescent Society, Younes Al-Khatib, says there needs to be an international investigation.
It is required from the Security Council to force those who are violating and make them committed to execute the law.
Meanwhile, Israeli PM Netanyahu was at the White House to meet with President Trump, who had a dramatic announcement.
We're having direct talks with Iran, and they've started. It'll go on Saturday. We have a very big meeting, and we'll see what can happen. And I think everybody agrees that doing a deal would be preferable to doing the obvious.
As Donald Trump focuses on tariff wars, Russia's war on Ukraine has continued. Despite a supposed energy ceasefire, Russia has continued to strike at civilian targets in Ukraine, including an attack on President Zelensky's hometown last week that killed more than 20 people. A Ukrainian delegation is due to visit Washington this week for talks on the so-called rare earth mineral deal, which the US side appears to have made less appealing over time. Last week saw one of Putin's closest confidants, Kirill Dmitriev, in Washington to meet with Trump's team, and Russia avoided any tariffs at all on Liberation Day. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte says that Russia's refusal to deliver the promised ceasefire is intended to test the resolve of NATO members.
They're conducting this campaign. The good news is that as NATO, as collective, we are much, much better, not only at assessing what is happening, but also making sure that we prevent the next steps in this campaign from happening. And the Russians hate us for that, and we have to do this.
Monday saw the start of the annual Health Workers Conference in Liverpool, and to mark the occasion, Unison released a new survey which shows NHS staff are being harassed by people filming them as they work. 1 in 7 NHS workers say they've experienced unwanted and intrusive filming as they attempt to treat patients or give emergency care. It's taken what used to be known as rubbernecking to a new level, with one staff member describing having to escort someone who was filming away from the scene of a road traffic accident. Unison's ambulance lead Sharon Bandesha spoke to Good Morning Britain and issued a plea for more support.
NH Trusts need to make it very clear to anybody filming that they'll be ejected from the premises. Security staff need proper training. The government also needs to tighten legislation. Nobody should have to deal with a phone being thrust in their face when, they could be saving somebody's life.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, Arsenal prepare for a Champions League clash and an Oscar-winning director returns. Right after this.
Okay, business leaders, are you here to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP. NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one convenient suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your finance, your HR, your e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. Upgrade your playbook and make the switch to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/tech. netsuite.com/tech.
Welcome back.
There was one Premier League game on Monday night as Leicester welcomed Newcastle. The game finished 3-0 to Eddie Howe's side, which sees Leicester in real relegation difficulty. Tuesday sees the quarter-finals of the Champions League get underway, with only two British sides left in the draw, Arsenal and Aston Villa. Arsenal are up first, facing off against the mighty Real Madrid in the first leg, with home advantage. As the Premier League title looks out of reach, manager Mikel Arteta was sounding positive about the chance to face such a massive club.
It's a joy to prepare the game, to look at them, just to look at the reaction of people and how we feel about ourselves coming to a game of that magnitude, and now be very ready to deliver.
The first two seasons of The White Lotus have won 15 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes between them, but season 3 seems to have divided fans and critics. No spoilers, but the 83-minute final episode dropped on Sunday night, and critical reaction has been mixed. The third season is set in Thailand and it's caused plenty of viral moments, but one critic called the whole season agonisingly slow. Star of season 3, Walton Goggins, says he's had a great time and that the fan speculation over how things would end has been entertaining.
All of us had to had the good fortune of listen to people tell us their version of the story out on the street. And I had my fair share, and I just nodding,
What is
and
scene?
some of them got very close, but no one guessed it.
Good news for Wes Anderson fans, the Oscar-winning director has got a brand new movie on the way. It's his 13th full-length movie and the first since 2023's Asteroid City, and it's a star-packed black comedy described as an espionage thriller. The cast includes Benicio del Toro and Mia Threppleton, along with Scarlett Johansson, Riz Ahmed, Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks. It's called The Phoenician Scheme, and it's due to hit cinemas at the end of May.
Help yourself to a hand grenade.
You're very kind.
Could you imagine falling in love with a man like me, by the way, hypothetically?
You're drunk on 3 beers.
Why are you shooting my ceiling?
This is a robbery on behalf of...
I understand that. I'm asking about my ceiling. You idiots are destroying a magnificent nightclub.
You've been listening to the Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Hey, you know what would make your customer service help desk way better? Dumping it and then switching to Intercom. But you're not quite ready to make that change. We get it. That's why Finn, the world's leading AI customer service agent, is now available on every help desk. Finn can instantly resolve up to 80% of your tickets, which makes your customers happier and gets you off the customer service rep hiring treadmill. Finn by Intercom, the leading customer service AI agent, now available on every help desk.